because I couldn't run over, you know what I mean? But I tell you, I could feel,
the excitement.
The excitement, the energy. Brenda, what
but
would
you know,
like to say?
the nice thing about this, well, the great thing about it wasn't nice, it was great. It was not only us here in the United States that celebrated this event. I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Never in my life have I seen anything like it. The election of a president being celebrated not just by the United States of America, but the entire world. Now that's an awesome thing.
Yes,
now that's an awesome thing. And I tell you, having been somewhat of a student of the history of blacks and elections and government and going back to people like a Fannie Lou Hamer and going back to Martin Luther King and going back to a Barbara Jordan and these kinds of people. I mean, and you think of the things that they went through to this present day.
Yes.
All you can do is go, wow.
And when Barack was speaking, Brenda, they, for just one brief second, cut the camera towards the great Reverend Jesse L. Jackson. And a tear was coming out of his eye.
Yes, sir.
And let me tell you something, Brenda. So many of the young people that I've worked with at the airline industry for many years, that I stayed on them about the civil rights journey and their responsibility and what they needed to do to keep hope alive and to keep change alive.
Yes, yes.
I got so many calls Wednesday morning. I felt like that president. People were calling me up and everything, Said, we thought about you, Reverend, we thought about you, this and that. I said, I always just tried to tell the truth, And a lot of people said to me, a lot of young guys said, we respect you because you never pulled us in a corner and told us this as if though it was a secret that we was entitled to the dream. You said it in front of everybody. This ain't no secret thing. This is an American thing. Not a secret, you understand? They don't pull you in no corner, you understand me? No, right there in front of everybody. And so it was so beautiful to witness that.
I mean, but the other thing is that I heard people talking and as we ourselves just looked around and observed, I saw something happen that just made you look. I mean, the amount of young people that was in the line. And I know that as I talked to my pastor, he spoke about the fact that he had never seen so many gangbangers, gang members in line, waiting to vote peacefully.
Together, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? They were standing in line. They wanted to vote for the president of the United States of America. And they were standing with one another, okay, without a problem. Without a problem. I was like, wow. I mean, these kinds of things. And when you stood there and you watched the people come, they came in wheelchairs, they came in walkers, they came on canes, they came any which way they could possibly come, any mode of transportation. I think if one had come by a skateboard or motor car, they were there. They were there. I mean, it was just wonderful. It was just wonderful. I mean, that's a sight that, if it was at all possible to be able to, if you could have, stood over top of the world and took a panoramic view. A panoramic picture, a panoramic a videotape, if you will. That it just was just too much. It was just too much. But to have stood on top of the world at this panoramic view with a wide-angle lens,
yes, Lord, yes, Lord,
and just been able to capture it.
Well, with so much energy going that night, and again yesterday, papers of all sorts, anything with Obama face on it, sold. You understand? No matter what the language was, French, Italian, German, Russian, English, Spanish, they were gone. They had to reorder papers, and people waited hours to get, a copy of the paper. So I tell you, it was definitely a good thing. Is there anything else, Brenda, you would like to say and about your journey yourself?
Yes, in all the excitement, we still had some problems, especially locally in the city of Plainfield. We had problems in that we had poll workers, because I was a write-in candidate, of course, for 3rd Ward. And we had some problems with poll workers. Poll workers were not able to instruct voters on how to do the write-in candidacy. They had the wrong information. They weren't informed that if you weren't even on the ballot, that you could be voted for.
Sure.
This caused a lot of problems. It caused a lot of votes for me. So we have went forth to the Board of Elections to ask the Board of Elections to do an investigation. And they're now in the process of doing that, to investigate where these poll workers did not do the job that they should have been doing. We have gotten letters from various citizens who did not receive proper instruction or proper assistance at the polls, and we will be going into court asking the court to overturn the results of this election.
Okay.
I know you, Revzech COWHN, I know you, Reverend Branch. I know that Johnny Walcott have already filed complaints, because I know you all have had problems that morning yourselves. In fact, y'all were the first ones to alert me to the problems that were going on. And as the day went on, things just happened and happened and happened. And then that night I went to church, and one of the sisters at the church said, "You know, Sister Brenda, we had a problem over here." And the chorus of voices that sounded throughout the saints. And now, as I've been traveling along, you know, since the night of the election into today, even as late as last night, I am still getting reports from people. People are calling and saying, "Look, we had a problem." And this has to be corrected. This has to be corrected. It's just that simple.
And let me go here too, and I want to say this right here to the African American community. There are here things that come to the Reverend ears that a lot of you don't want to celebrate aloud. You celebrate in private as if though a thief at night landed in Chicago. But let me tell you something, my beloved brothers and sisters. No thief at night landed in Chicago. It was Barack Obama, you understand me? God sent to do this work. Now look here. You need to celebrate out loud. Yes. You need to really break the back of, if there's any Jim Crowism in your soul, you need to break it. Because anytime there's negativity, you understand, we have to bear it. You have to bear it. Yes. This right here is a positive thing. Yes. And if you can't celebrate for something positive, then you don't need to celebrate at all. That's right. And I'm telling you today, you need to holler, you understand, and release it. Now look here, brothers and sisters. This emotional ride, I've been on it. I've been on it since the nomination, since he got nominated. I've been on the ride. And I was on the ride when him and Hillary Clinton, you know, was battling out. And even on this show, if you go back to some of the video, you will hear me saying that I was so excited to see a black man and a woman fighting for the office of the presidency of the United States. It was exciting. So it was a very, very, very exciting. I would celebrate for Hillary, you understand, if Hillary would have won, with my head up. Now, I know I'm going to celebrate with my head, my 4 eyes, and I got a bifocal, and told me that these are trifocals. You know, Lynn Crafter said, no, you got trifocals or some old thing, we just ain't put the line in it. So if I can celebrate then, I'm sure going to celebrate now. Now, you need to come on up out of hiding, because this right here is no black thing. This is an American thing. Yes. And let me explain something to you. Yes. Everybody voted for Barack Obama. And when I look at my television, I see Italy in line, outside, you understand me, celebrating. I see Obama, Japan, celebrating. Kenya. I see France celebrating. Kenya, East Africa celebrating. All over the world and everything, and probably even in the hills of Russia they celebrated. Over the Ural Mountains they celebrated. Now if you can't celebrate this here, then what's wrong with you? This is a good thing. This is a good day.
Yes, it is. It's a wonderful thing.
You understand? We're smart enough people to know that this ain't no what you call hookup where I'm gonna reach for my phone and call the president and be able to go down. We all know that. But this emotion